Baby's asleep. It's time to do some 3D modeling. Got to keep it relatively quiet here. But what I'm going to do in this video is model this Ferris wheel. And it's pretty simple. The stuff that I tend to do always is. Going to be using some circle primitives, some cylinders, some cubes, and doing extrusions and scaling, and some beveling by hand and with the Bevel Modifier, some Subdivision Surface stuff, using the spin modifier or the spin tool a good amount of times. All right. There's not a lot of detail. It's just a lot of repetitive, mostly spin tool type stuff. All right. It's based on a toy that I saw because I've been looking at a lot of toys for my daughter who's just about to turn 1, and I find myself really interested in sort of toy modeling type stuff. Nothing too difficult. So if you are a relative beginner like myself and you just want some practice with basic modeling, then feel free to follow along and watch me do what I can do here. All right. So here I am in an old version of Blender. I'm going to switch to this, although I'm not going to be doing materials. I just feel maybe it'll speed things up. I'm going to select the camera and the light and delete it. Actually, I'm going to delete the cube as well. Let's hit N and come over here and turn on my screencast keys so you can see what I'm typing. And right away I'm going to choose under shading, matte cap, ambient occlusion, and I'm going to go for this one. No, I am not. I'm going to go for this one. Boring, but I love that. I'm going to get rid of the grid floor and hit N to close that up. All right, so that's what I've got so far. Coffee now. All right, so let's have another look at the picture. I think what I'm basically going to be doing is I'm going to start with the central part, and then I'm going to build, these things in this ring, or I might do this ring first and then the central part, and we're going to get these laid out here with the spin tool. All right, so let's do this from the side in ortho mode. All right, so I'm just going to lay down a circle. So I'm going to go Shift A, and that's going to bring up the Add dialog box, and I want a mesh circle. And okay, well, let's rotate this in the Y, around the Y. So rotate Y 90 so we can look right at it. Let's scale this up bigger, maybe to like that size there. What am I doing? All right, I'm going to add some thickness to this to make the outer ring. So let's go ahead and hit Tab to bring up this Object Edit dialog, or I could do this down here. I can go from Object, whoops, what did I do? Object to Edit. All right, and it doesn't matter what selection, I mean, whether it's vertex, edge, or face in this particular case. I'm just going to hit A to select it. And we will hit E to extrude and scale and bring it in. Maybe we want a bit thicker than that, so I'm going to hit scale again and bring it in a little bit more. All right, so that's what we have, is just flat. There's nothing to it yet. Let's go ahead and select it all. Hit A to select it all. I'm going to hit E to extrude, and I'm going to bring it up in the X direction like this. Okay, so that's the outer ring here. Now, as you can see, there are these, it's indented in the middle here. All right, so let's work on that. So the way I'll do that is this is the sort of outer face. I'm going to hit Control R over one of these lines, Control R over there, and I'm going to roll my mouse up one, so I have 2 edge loops, and I'm going to left click to accept that, right click to finalize. Can I do this? Can I scale in the Y now? Oh, they're all going to be moved around, are they? Why, oh why, oh why. All right, we're just going to do this by hand. So I'm going to do 1, click, bring it in. No, let's try it another way. Let's try it another way. Let's select all those polys. Let's try it this way, the inset. Yeah, of course. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I want the distance between both sides the same, or I want the thickness of both sides to be the same. This thickness, all right? So I don't want to add an edge loop, pull it over, and add another one separately. I want it to be balanced, so I'm going to go Shift-Alt and click here, and that will select that whole row of polys. I'm just going to do it on one side. I'm not going to do it on the other side. And I'm just going to hit I for inset. Hit I and pull my mouse in. I'm not pressing any buttons, just pull my mouse in as much as I want. So I'll go like, you know, like that. All right. So now these distances are equal on both sides, and I've got my poly still selected. I'm going to push them down a bit, so I'm going to have to hit E to extrude, and then I'm going to push them down in the X direction, this red arrow. So I'm going to go E to extrude and accept, and then push them down like that. I'm going to hit A to deselect and go back into object mode and just have a look at my work. All right, well that sort of looks like the outer ring there, although it's not very smooth. We'll deal with that. Let's go ahead and save this as Ferris wheel video. So I can just hit Control S and save it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a subdivision surface on this to smoothen it up. Click on the wrench, add modifier, and subdivision surface of 2. Now that's going to make it a little bit more bubbly and round, and so I'm going to go in and put in some supporting edge loops. All right, so I'm going to go back into edit mode, and right here I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to slide it up before clicking. Control R, click, and just pull with my mouse down like that. Okay, that's the outside. Let's do some on the inside. And don't bring it right to the end. Bring it close, but not right. So we still, you see, if I do it right there, it's very sharp. So do it right about there. And that'll maintain some of the curviness. But I'm also going to put them on the inside so I can get rid of a little bit of the curve on the inside. So Control R, bring one close to the edge, but not quite. And that. Now let's have a look at that. All right, it's much nicer, and I'm not worried about the other side. Now I'm not going to apply that subdivision surface yet. But it's on there. I can view it. Now I can also hit smooth, and that'll make it even nicer. All right, but I'm not. I don't think I'm going to deal with smoothing right yet. So I'll click flat again. Now, that's cool. All right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to build, and I know you can't see it very well because there's something over it. There's a few different parts, but I'm going to build just a central circle here that I'll eventually build a cylinder from and all this stuff. So I have this outer ring, and I want this inner ring exactly in the middle. So I'm going to build it off of this and then move it into the middle. Now the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go into edit mode again, and I'm going to choose one of these edges that represents a circle. Now I'll turn off subdivision surfaces, whatever, right for now. I'll go to edge selection and I'll choose maybe this edge. I'm just going to Shift Alt and click. All right, so that's a circle that goes the exact diameter of this thing here. Well, the inner diameter anyhow. Now I don't want to take it from this object. I want to make a new object from it. So I'm going to go Shift D to duplicate it and accept, and then P to make a new object. back into object mode, so I've got still my main cylinder, but if I try to find it, click on it, you can see it's highlighted there. That's my little circle, and it should be probably right in the middle anyhow. So I'm now going to go scale, and I'm going to bring it down. Now, because I made it from this, it inherits, you can see that the eye is off. It inherits the modifier from this one. So that's cool. It's off for the time being. Now I just got to think about how big I want this. I'm not sure. I can always scale it later. So let's just go ahead and build this. So let's go in to edit mode, A to select it, and F to make a face. Now what am I doing with this? Well, I'm going to come out a little ways. So I'm going to go E to extrude, and I'm going to pull this out a bit. But I'm going to stop there for a second, and remember that this edge started from the underside of this. So, you know, in terms of, I don't know, there, you can see here, I'll go in wireframe. You can see that this circle doesn't even come to the front of this yet. I could move the whole circle, or I could just keep extruding it. I will be building back a cylinder anyhow. So let's go out of wireframe, and let's grab this face. So by the way, I'm doing Control Tab. Okay, you can see it down here, Control Tab, and that brings up my mesh selection mode, so I can choose vertex or edge or face. I want face. I'm going to select that face, and I am going to hit E to extrude, and I'm going to bring it out a ways. But I think we're going to stop there for the moment on that. Just, you know, give it a little bit of thickness, save, and let's build these radial arms. All right. Now, in order to have these go around the circle properly, you want to build it with the 3D cursor right in the middle of your object, and even Shift S, cursor to select it. Make sure my cursor is right there. I'm going to bring in my object right in the middle, so I can sort of array this or spin this around the circle, and it'll work perfectly. So I'm going to use a cube to build those arms. So I'm going to go Shift A, Mesh, Cube, and it's going to bring it in right, here, I'll delete it again, right where my 3D cursor is, right there, which is fine. So I'm going to bring in my cube, I'm going to scale it in the Y until I start to see it and get a sense of the thickness that I want it. You know, that could be fine. Let's imagine I bring it up. What I'm going to be doing is having it contact there and here. So we're going to need to scale this. So let's scale it in the Z. And let's go underneath here. We'll realize it's too thick. Scale it in the X. And just push your mouse closer to that thing. Okay, now I'm going to have to bring it up. Let's look from a side view. And let's make sure it fits underneath this. Scale in the X. Okay, we can do this in wireframe as well. Scale in the X. We'll get it roughly in there. Let's go back out of wireframe and let's have a look. I still think it's I think it's a bit too thick. So scale it in the Y a little bit. And just move around and have a look. Does it look like it attaches? Okay, doesn't quite look like it attaches. Let's see if I can pull it up a little bit and attach and still have it attached here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's save. And because we've scaled this cube, let's come down to Object, Apply, Scale. All right. Now, this cube does not have the subdivision surface on it because I created this cube new, but we are possibly going to be using it. I'm not sure. I want to do a cutaway in this with a roundedness, so I'm not just going to do inset, you know, like come to here and select the face and go I and pull it in like that, and that's fine, that could work, but that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to bring in a rounded rectangle, and put it in there. And this still may be too thick. Scale in the Y. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a rounded rectangle. Now, or I'm going to create a rounded rectangle. Now, I could screw around bringing things in the right place and everything and try to get them the right size to fit there. To do a Boolean is essentially what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to cut away. But an easier way is to build it from this. In other words, watch this. Edit mode, face, grab this face, go Shift D, P to make it a new object. Select it, set origin to geometry, pull it out. Now this is in the exact orientation, the exact size as this. Now that's not exactly what I want. I want it smaller and closer. We'll work on that in a bit. So I'm going to scale in the Y so I can see my cube in behind it. And I also want to scale in the Z. And I'm going to bring it up. And I want to be able to see both ends. Scale in the Z. Alright, I'm going to scale in the Y again just a little bit more. Now imagine I was using this to cut into this. I would need to give it some thickness, so go into edit mode, select it, E to extrude, and pull it out in the X direction like this. And just pull it out a little bit because I'm going to be pushing it into the cube to dig into it. Let's deselect, come back into object mode, and I've changed the scale, so let's go apply scale. I do that because I'm about to bevel this to give it rounded edges, and it works better if you apply scale. Let's go back into object or edit mode, select edge, and select these edges on the top and on the bottom. All right, and then just choose a vantage point where you can see this, and I'm going to bevel this by hand. So this is different than using the bevel modifier. I've selected the edges that I want to round or bevel, and I'm going to go Control B, and you see that dotted line? I'm going to pull, and as I pull, I get a different sort of amount of cutting into the object. Let's say I like this amount there. I then roll my mouse up to add segments or down to remove them. So I want to add, say that. Okay, so what have I added here? 1, 2, 3. I've added 3 segments plus the outer 2. Click to accept. Just have a look at that. Let's deselect and go back into object mode. And now it's a rounded rectangle, somewhat rounded. I'm now ready to push this in. I'm going to push it in a decent amount. And I am going to do a bevel, a Boolean on this. So I select the thing that I want to cut, and this is the thing that is the cutting tool. So I want to create a groove in this rectangle here using this. So select this one, and make sure, by the way, that I've done object, apply scale. Come over to add modifier, choose Boolean. Operation is difference, and object, click the eyedropper and select that, the rounded rectangle. Then click apply to make it happen. Now you don't see anything yet because this is in the way. So select the rounded rectangle and hit H to hide. And you can see it has cut a nice sort of rounded rectangle in there. Okay, because it's worked, I can go Alt H to bring it back, select it again, and X and delete it. Now, there's more I want to do here. I want to bevel this piece as well. If I go and I try to add the bevel modifier, it won't work very well. I don't get much of a bevel, so I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it by hand. So I'm going to select it, go into edit mode, and I'm going to try to bevel these edges. So I'm going to go Shift Alt and click that edge and that edge. This edge and this edge. These are all the outer edges. I don't need to select anything up there. It's hidden or down there. So let's have a look at how well this works. Good enough. Control B, pull back. I seem to have some. Okay, hang on. I may have something. I'm going to hide this. I may have had something selected up there. Yeah. I got that. It doesn't really matter. I just need those edges. And let's see if I got anything down here. Let's hide this as well. Come back in. Yeah, I see I've got that. Doesn't matter. I'm just shift clicking to get rid of it. So I'll do it from down here. Control B, pull back, give a few segments rolling by rolling your mouse up, and go back into object mode and check it out. Okay, it's nicely rounded. I'm going to Alt-H and bring all that stuff back for the moment. And just for the fun of it, let's put on the subdivision surface on that. Well, that's not ready for it, okay? All right, so there's something else I want to do though as well after coffee. You'll notice that this edge is nicely rounded. Now, it's not smooth yet. Okay, and don't worry about that. We'll have to deal with that later if we put smoothing on. But this looks relatively smooth, and this looks relatively smooth. But these lines, these where I cut, are very, very sharp. And so I'd like to try to bevel those, round them, round this whole edge if possible. And I'm going to do it by hand if I can. So I'm going to edit mode for this object, and I'm making sure I'm in edge selection. I'm going to select Shift Alt and click that edge there. Now you'll notice I got part of the edge and then it stopped. I'm going to click on the next section of it and it goes down. Okay, so that's going good so far, and it looks like it's completed. I get this yellow line all the way around. Now, if you get a piece like that selected as well, you don't want that. All right, you just want the outer edge. As a matter of fact, I used to just bevel that. In fact, I think I'll do it, and then I'll show you. I may want to bevel the inner edge as well. So watch this. Control B, pull back. 1, 2 segments, make it a bit narrower though, not too narrow. Something like that. Let's deselect and come out and just see. See the improvement? See the light that it catches? It's nice and sort of rounded. Sometimes I like to also bevel the inner side. And when I selected that, it went all the way around and sort of selected the poly as well. That's fine. Right, this is a flat poly. It's not going to do anything if I bevel this edge. Let's try it and see if it's an improvement or not. I'll just choose a good spot where you can see it. All right, Control B, pull back, 1, 2, a little bit narrower. Let's just see if that helps at all on the inside. Do I really need it there? You know what? I don't think so. It's so small. All right. Now, let's have a look at the picture again. Yeah, it's okay. Now, one thing you may notice is that I see my boolean here. I see the roundness there. As I come back here, it's kind of hidden by this where it joined. Whereas in this one, you can see it right there as well. So that's all fine. Let's just double check the positioning and the thickness of this. I think this could be a little thinner, scale in the X. But when I do that, I think it pushed it back a bit. I'm not sure. Let's look on the side. Well, it's pretty hard to get it any closer than that. All right, that's fine. Okay, but it's still exactly central. Now, don't worry about this. All right. Although we are going to use, well, we could use any of these, but I'm going to use the central piece. Shift S, cursor to selected. Well, I guess it was already there, as like the origin point, the center of rotation. And I'm going to rotate this piece around that. So I'm going to look straight on. All right. I'm going to choose this piece, and I'm going to say I want this spun around here a number of times so I get like the spokes of a wheel. All right. Now, how many times? If this was the top one, actually, do I have another view of this? Nah, not very good. But if this was the top one, I want, including this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I want a total of 12. So let's go with 12. So the way we are going to do this is I'm going to go into edit mode of this object and select it. A to select the whole thing. And now under mesh tools, there is spin. I'm going to press spin, and it's going to do something weird like this, but I got to change the steps and the angle. I want this to go 360 degrees around the full circle. So I'm going to change this first of all to 360, enter. I could still make changes to this. And instead of the number of steps as 9, I want to try 12. Now, you look at this. Well, we can come out of this in a second, but just see if they are overlapping or if it's good. I may still want to make this a little bit thinner. So I am going to back out of this. I'm going to deselect object mode, scale in the Y, and it's scaling it right from the middle of it, so that's fine. Straight on again. All right, edit mode, select it all, spin 360, 12. It kept the settings from before. They all contact properly, but there are some issues. What you now have to do is select everything, A to select it all, and remove doubles. Okay, so look up at the top when I do this. Remove doubles, removed 134 vertices. And before I deselect, Control N to flip any polys that are facing the wrong way. Now I can deselect, and I have these perfectly around, and they're even beveled on the other side. They all are the exact same. Okay, so that's looking great. Now, before we leave this and move on, I just want to double check that they seem to be connecting. Yeah, they seem okay. Let's go back into that front view. Everything is all centered up nicely. Let's put a dot, like a bolt, around this too. But maybe we'll see how many of these bolts. I think it might be 18 or 16. We'll try something different. So let's just bring in another object, and it'll come in right there. Shift A. I'm going to bring in a circle. Rotate Y 90, so we're looking straight at it. Okay, I can move my view. I'm going to move it outward so we can see the thing. We'll come back to 3. Scale it down to a size that's going to be reasonable. Bring it up. Now we can zoom in and position this. Okay, just make sure it's centered. All right. I'll make it a little bit smaller, but we want it to be quite noticeable. And it's a little bit closer than that. All right, let's have a look at this. Okay, and it'll go back down, but I can fix that. So to make my little circle just simply or bolt, whatever, I'm going to select, go into edit mode, hit F to make a face, E to extrude, pull it out a bit. I'm going to come back and go object, apply rotation and scale, because I did rotate it. And then I'm going to bevel by hand. Just make sure you either select this whole edge, which gets the face, and Control B, pull back, and roll your mouse up a few times. You don't have to go too crazy. And then deselect, back into object mode, and push it down till it touches the surface. Then hit smooth. Okay, so we're going to have a nice big screw or something like that there. Okay, so assuming we like the position and it is all centered, hit 3 to come back to that right view, and I'm going to select it. The 3D cursor is still right there. I'm going to go into edit mode and A to select it all. I'm going to hit spin, and I will see a preview. Now, because I had it set at 12, you'll notice it's on at every one of these. If I was to go, let's say 16, it'll go like that. Okay, let's try 18. All right, now I've got them. I've got this one is associated with this arm. No. Yes, there's a dot at the arm. No. Yes, there's there. So I might like that. Now, they look a little weird. They look, I mean, I don't know if that looks weird to you, but discolored. Anyways, A to deselect, A to select everything, remove doubles. It did remove some vertices, and let's zoom in. I want to show you something. So watch this color here. When I'm going to go Control N to flip polys. You always have to do that. Remove doubles, Control N to flip the polys, or you come down here, Mesh, Normals, recalculate outside. See the way it's Control N? Okay, just watch the color here. See the way it changed? Now all the polys are facing out. So now you can deselect, and they will all look good. Just make sure that they're all selectable together. Okay, so you can do that. Just make sure they're in the position that you want them to be, like that. Let's save. Now, here's the thing. I haven't applied this subdivision surface yet, so I don't believe I can just join these to this if these don't have a subdivision surface and this does. And I don't want these to inherit. Sorry, in case you missed that. I don't want these to inherit a subdivision surface. It's a lot of polys. I'll be wasting a lot of polys anyhow. So for the moment, I'm leaving those alone. All right, our wagon wheel. What's next? We are soon going to be applying that, mind you. It come out and then it expands, a bigger one, and there's that thing around it. So let's do that. And I got to remember to make it thick enough that these legs can touch. All right, well, anyways. Okay, now I can manipulate this. I'm going to go face selection, and I'm just going to bring it back. I don't need it that crazy yet. All right. Let's just expand this a little bit. Actually, I'll pull it out a little bit more. Extrude, and let's scale. Hold down Shift if you want it to go a little less quick. Extrude, pull it out like that. Now I can still see the ends here if I want to, so that could potentially be okay. Okay, just doing that kind of thing. And then I got a bit of design stuff here, so let's do a little bit of that. Oh, let's not do that. Select this, select that face, and we'll do an inset. Inset, pull in a little bit. Extrude, and we'll pull in a little bit. And we'll do a little bit like that. We'll do another inset, and we'll go extrude, and we'll come out a little bit because I'm going to be doing a subdivision surface on this anyhow. Okay, that's the that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I think that's what I'm going to be doing, something like that. Okay, so now let's bevel this, but I've made some changes, so let's apply scale. Let's go into the object mode and edge selection. Let's identify all the spots. Where would you bevel? All right. If we're not using the bevel modifier, we're doing it by hand. Well, Shift Alt click that edge. That's a sharp edge, 90-degree edge. Right? That's a sharp edge. This is a sharp edge, and this is a sharp edge. This one right here. The only thing is, there's a very small distance that I can bevel here compared to here and here. So I may not want to bevel that one all at the same time. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, Control B, pull back. Okay, see the way you start to get that blue slopey thing. Watch what happens if I just keep pulling and pulling and pulling, right? The middle one just disintegrates, just gets lost inside there. Whereas these ones near the top can keep going and going and going. So I am not going to bevel them all at the same time. In fact, I'm not going to bevel this one at the same time. Just these outer edges. Control B. I'll make this nice and round. Put in a few segments, and let's have a look at that. Okay, I know it's not smooth yet, but there's my bevel. It looks different than the sharp edge, right? Front and back. Let's go back into edit mode. Find the ones we didn't do. That one and this one. Maybe I'll do those together just with a smaller bevel. Pull, maybe just that much. 1, 2. Now, it's debatable if I want to bevel this inside part too. Might be nice to do that. Although I'm putting a subdivision surface on, so I don't really think it's necessary. Let's have a look. Let's see. It's there already because I built this from this one. It's inherited the sub D, but it's turned off. Let's turn it on and have a look at that. We'll have some work to do back here probably. But if we look at this and I hit smooth, I get this very nice thing here. Now let's hide this. And you'll see that this is all crazy. Okay, if I turn that off, you'll see. So what we're going to be extending this in a minute, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's go Alt-H to bring that stuff back. Let's make sure we don't have anything else there we need. Okay, what happened here? Okay. Okay, well, what do we got? Oh, we don't have the subdivision surface on. Okie doke. Maybe I do want to leave it on. Let's have a look at what else we need here. Just this gear-like thing, which does really very little. Let's go ahead and do that now. I want to build this gear-like thing. All right, let's see what, maybe we see another picture. There it is. I want to build that, and I want it to be the right diameter. I don't want to start bringing in another circle. So just like I did before, I'm going to grab a piece of this and use it to build that. Now that'll inherit the subdivision surface, and I don't think I want to use that on this, because when you put a sub D on this, it starts getting really weird. Yeah, probably, unless you use edge split, but I don't think I need it. We'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into edit mode, and I am going to see, oh, you know what I could do? I can grab all of these faces, Shift Alt, just like that, because this is setting me up nicely for that. I'm going to go Shift D to make a copy, so it's right there. P to make it a new object. Go out, and you're going to see something really weird. Let me select just that. Let's turn off the sub D. Set origin to geometry. Now, there is my, I'm going to scale this a little bit, but I don't want to scale it in the X direction. I'm just going to scale it a bit wider. So I'm going to go Scale, Shift X, just to bring it out so I can see what's going on. In fact, I can move it out here. Okay, now, this has no thickness yet. So I'm thinking, maybe, in fact, I'm going to get rid of this subdivision surface. If I need it again, I'll bring it in. Maybe I could just thicken it up with solidify. So add modifier, solidify, and see if it's going to be enough. Turn off smoothing for now, and just crank this up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and try that for now and hit apply. So now I have my thickness. I'm going to build the gear-like thing out of this, and then we'll deal with smoothing it and all that. So edit mode, actually, origin to geometry. Oh, it is already. Sorry, I thought it was at the edge, but it's right in the middle of it. All right, anyways. Okay, now, yeah, this is gonna be fine. Control R here, 2 edge loops, accept, and scale them in the X. I want a little bit of space on either side of this middle row of polys. Deselect, face selection, and Shift Alt click on one of those lines, you get the whole row of polys. We are ready to make the gear part. These little teeth-like things that stick out. Okay, and it's really simple to do this. What we'll do is we're going to hit Inset twice in succession. I'm going to go I, and as I move my mouse from up and down, I can change the size of those. I just want a little bit of space in between, maybe that much. Don't deselect these. I just created new polys there. You don't want to go around selecting each one. I'm going to come over here to Extrude Individual. I'm going to click this button, and I'm going to pull my mouse down. Just clicked it, pull my mouse down. I'm not pressing any buttons. Those get out. If I pull my mouse up, it goes in. I want this, and I want a decent amount of extrusion. So that I pulled it down to there. Click to accept. Now don't lose that selection. I want to bevel these as well. So I'm going to go Control B, pull, roll my mouse up once, one segment, deselect everything, and it's done. Well, it's not quite done, but now if I hit smooth, I'll get some of that. Not too bad. Come over to here and go edge split, and I will get that effect. Now there's a little bit more I want to do here. I want to bevel this edge and that edge, because this is going to slide back over here, and I'll scale it a little bit, but you know, I want to do that. So I'm going to apply scale. I'm going to come in, And in edge mode, I'm going to grab that outer edge, now not this one, that's on the inside, and this outer one. Okay. And then I'm going to go Control B, pull back. Oh, see, it's coming from the center. I'm going to pull there. I'll get it eventually. 1, I'll try 2. And that'll give it a little bit of roundness. We didn't have that nice shiny whiteness before. Okay, now what I'll do is I will grab it, and I want to scale it so that it sort of touches this surface, but I don't want to change it in the X direction. So I'm going to go, I'll go back to 3, Scale S, Shift X, and pull my mouse in to make it a bit smaller. There, it's contacted. Let's try that. Let's see if we like that. Well, and I can position this differently if I want to. The teeth on this are a bit different than these. In fact, I think what I may have done is I may have scaled it in the X. Let's try that. Scale it in the X. And it's not really changing a hell of a lot in terms of that. That's fine. It's just a slightly different design. I might even like this one better. If you like the edge split, I'm just going to go ahead and apply it. Okay. I haven't joined these yet because I'm still a bit hesitant about it all, but that's what we have so far. Okay. Now, I think what I'm going to do is turn off that for the moment and start thinking about this end. I think what I'll do is in face select mode, I will just pull it in a bit more, because I'm going to be mirroring this whole thing over very soon, and I guess I'll join the middles up. I'm just thinking for a second about how I'm going to do that. I'll put smoothness on later. And at what point I'm going to be committing. Now, you know what? I think I want a minimum amount of subdivision surface on this, so I think I'm going to come back to here and put on the subdivision surface. All right, maybe I got to come a little further. And maybe what I'll do is I'll put an edge loop here to tighten that up. I will come quite close to the edge. I'll work on that a bit. What about in here? Okay, let's have a look at what's going on inside here. Yeah. Well, let's put that back on. Okay. I'm going to take this edge loop and bring it close to the end here. Oh, did I just build this separate and I didn't actually? I can't even remember. No. Doesn't matter though, does it? Alright, anyways, we'll get back to that. I guess we're still not getting back to it quite yet. No, it doesn't do it. That doesn't change a damn thing. Oh well. It's just the way it is, I guess. All right, anyways, Alt-H, let's bring everything back. Sorry, my brain was not working right there. Oh, that's totally fine. In fact, yeah, it is all one piece. No, you know what? Just for the moment, I kind of want to be doing this. Stupid of me. I'm just thinking I'll get rid of some of this in the back and rebuild. I don't know if yeah, I had a smaller diameter. I got some stuff in there. That's what it was, and it just was mucking things up for some reason. So sorry about that. Let's just I'll close this up. Just bring it there for now, and then I'll mess around with it. All right, so that's more of a wider diameter than, and now those things aren't showing. Okay, so here's what you do. You select this face, you go Control plus to get more polys, Control plus, and up to the point you want to stop at. Let's see what Control plus gets me. That's underneath there. Okay, and we'll scale Shift X, scale Shift X. Oh, I should have been looking at the other side. There, I can see him. Let's try that and see if I'm back where I was. Well, now I can at least see, and I don't have smoothing on. Okay. I don't know what had happened before, but that's totally fine. Okay, here we go. I am going to commit to this Subdivision Surface, apply, and this I'm going to apply, and these I'm going to join to these, and these I'm going to join to these, and this I'm going to join. And let's just try moving it. We got everything. Cool. All right, so we got everything now, and I can mess around with this in a bit. So let's, oh, that's not attached. Jeez. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see what we want to do. I think I'm just going to copy this, Shift D, move this, rotate Z 180. And we will have the two of them. And we'll just have a look at this and see what kind of distance we want. I can take the two of them. Let's join them for the time being and set origin to geometry. And let's now set geometry to, whoops, to 3D cursor. Oh boy. Set origin to 3D cursor and geometry to origin. That's what I wanted. Everything that's right in the middle now. Okie dokie. Cool. Okay. Hopefully that's wide enough. Nah, I probably should have done a bit more work on this before I mirrored it over, because I need some stuff here. Let's see, let's go back for a second and see what else there is here. I'm gonna need all these things. Okay, well, it's doable. It's all doable. now that that one's in a nice place, I'm actually going to come in here. I am actually going to one wireframe. I'm going to select all of this and get rid of it. Just use that, and I can mirror. Cool. So what we want is start at the top, and we want these little indentations here where we can have a cylinder. Just trying to think of the best way to do this. I don't remember how I did it. So I can spin these around. Actually, I may not be spinning them. I may just be mirroring them. And then placing the cylinders in there. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's try. I don't know exactly, but so 3 is the front, Control 3 is the back. All right, and we are Shift S, cursor to selected, right in the middle. So let's go Shift A and bring in a circle and rotate Y 90 and scale her down. Let's bring this up to here. Sorry if I forget a little bit of how I did this. If you just play around, you know how it is. Control 3, period to zoom right in. That's pretty good. Okay, maybe even a bit bigger. Let's go into this. I have to make a face, E to extrude. Let's pull it out this way. Notice the discoloration of my polys, darker there and lighter. A to select them all, Control N, and now they're all sort of the same with a little bit of light. Select that, and let's go I to inset. Just bring it in a little bit. E to extrude, just bring it back. Go to wireframe if you want to see how far back to go. And let's come back out, have a look. And that's going to be like where the cylinders would click in. Let's make sure that it's actually touching. And it doesn't matter if this surface shows through on this a little bit. Let's bevel these though. Object, apply, rotation and scale. Edge selection, select this outer edge and this inner edge, and that's it. Control B, pull back, and give it a few segments. Okay, we can also smooth this. And if we needed to, we could do edge split and just leave the default values, and let's look fine from where we are. Just trying to think about if this is what I want to be doing, and have these at 4 different places. You know what I could do? Is I could build the cylinder right out of there. I might do that. I might select this interface and go I to inset just a little bit like that, E to extrude and pull out the cylinder, but then sort of gauge how far, and again, all this can be adjusted, how far in I would want that to go. Is that what I want to do? Because if I mirror this across, I'm going to get another one that big. No, I'm not going to mirror it. Maybe I won't mirror it. Maybe I'll just duplicate it and place it. Let's try that for now. Okay, and this, there, so I can put smoothing on there. And I can adjust the smoothing angle if I want to give a good amount of smoothing. We don't have to do all that right now though, but I'll just leave that for now. I'm just trying to think of, let's try this. Shift D, just pull it here. I know that's not the right orientation. I don't care right now. I'm just trying to get the actual thickness, width. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Or maybe I want it like that. Okay, so maybe I'll make it a bit shorter. I'm doing it as a bit of a different way. That's good enough. Let's get rid of that. Of course, maybe I do want to. No, you know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it this way. I do want to mirror it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I'm just gonna duplicate them. No, I'm not gonna just duplicate them. I'm gonna mirror them across this. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Edge split, okay. Mirror. Let's try this. Let's see how accurate it will be. Okay. Apply that. Set origin of geometry, and then I'm going to keep doing that. Shifty, rotate X90, and I'm hoping everything is equidistant. I think we're good. All right, let's join that. Okay, so we got those ready to accept, but I actually want, that's okay, that's all right. And I'm gonna want some more actually for these, aren't I? So really, and where do those go? 1, 2, 3, 4, just sort of in between. I might want to use those. I might want to shifty rotate X. Is that where I'd want them? I mean, it's going to be mirrored, so any. That's fine. I think that's okay. Oh, let's get everything. Yeah, let's get everything. Okay. All right. Well, it's cool. I'm building it a little bit differently than I did before. Let's take this now, and can we just mirror it across the x-axis? Wait, not yet. Yeah, that's good. There we go. Is that good? I think it's probably a good distance. Okay, I don't have to apply that yet, though. You know what? Maybe. Well, let's try. Let's see if that's a good distance. Yeah, was the because I applied that. It's quite heavy. That's all right. I think I do want it a bit closer. All right, let's just apply that mirror. Cool. It's getting a bit heavy. All right, let's come in here and let's try to grab that face. Go Shift S, cursor to selected. On the other hand, I might be able to grab this top one here. Might be a better idea here. Shift S, cursor to selected. Okay, now what I want to do, yeah, I'm going to bring in a cylinder here. So cursor selected, I can now deselect and come out. Shift A, let's bring in a cylinder, 32 sides, rotate Y 90. And scale this down, and it should be the right size. Cool. Something like that. That's good. And we will select this face and just push it across. Just like that. Okay. Maybe even a little thinner. Scale Shift X. I don't mind seeing a little bit of open space in there. Okay, so this one is that at the top? Yeah, the top every 4, like, you know, 12, 3, 6, and 9. Okay, so we could try to spin it. We could see. Select it, front on, and I'll try to do 4. Let's try. Spin, 360, 4. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, because I did. Yeah, that's all right. All right. Let's get out of here for a second. The problem is my 3D cursor is not in the center. So let's send the 3D cursor back to center. Okay, it should be directly in the center. Hopefully I haven't moved my object. Let's try this again. Select that. I just want to see how close these are. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, but you'll note some discoloration. But anyways, let's select them all, remove doubles, yeah, and Control N. There we go. So those are in all those spaces, and I guess let's try smoothing. Let's try edge split as well. See if that fixes up any discoloration. Yeah, it does. So got those in there. So we're getting ready to make the little carriage places, which will go at these spots 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I think it's time to let's work on the middle. I wish I hadn't done this exactly the same way, this exact way. With Subdivision Surfaces here. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these middle ones if I can. Maybe I can do it a little bit better. I may be able to do it like this. Can I get in control? There. And what's one more? Doesn't even matter. I want to get rid of all of those faces. All right, and I want to do the same on this side. Yeah. Okay. Let's just deselect these ones though, and then come back out again. I'm going to deselect these faces. There. Now, do I want to just bridge these edge loops? I think I might want to. Oops. Shift Alt and click this edge and this edge, and I'm going to build it, join them essentially by going Control E, bridge edge loops. And that'll put a lot of polys in there though too. But I think I'm going to be okay. And then I'll have my middle part. I just want to make sure it's not too big, and I can rest my thing down. I think it's okay. It's a little bit bigger than the other one. I could actually shrink that down, but not by that much. So I got a better idea. I think what I'll do is this. got some edge loops there already. Yeah, let's do this. Let's grab all of these faces, Shift Alt and click all those faces. And let's extrude inwards, but not in the X. E, Shift X. What happened here? Is this getting too crazy here? All right, let's try again. Oh. E, Scale, Shift X. Did I do that? I didn't do the Scale, Shift X. Silly. I want that smaller. Let's see what that would look like. Oh, I like that. If we tighten this up. Okay, let's do that. Let's put some edge loops. Let's put or no, let's try beveling this edge and this edge. Oh, do I need to do that? Yeah. Not too much though. Oh, jeez. All right, it's machine's getting a little jumpy here. That's what I wanted. All right, and let's go in because that's smoothing. Let's put Control R. Let's put 2 edge loops there. Scale them in the X and pull them out to about there. All right, very nice. All right. I'm going to see if I can put that little groove in there. I'm going to just go 1 edge loop, and then if I can, I'm going to go Control B and pull just a little, roll my mouse up to get 1 line. That's all I want. An edge selection. I'm going to select that line, and I'm going to scale it in, but not in the X. So I'm going to go Scale, Shift X, and I'm going to pull it in like that. Let's have a look at what that looks like so far. Let's go back in, and let's grab that edge and let's bevel it. Control B. A bit bigger. Try that. Looks a little bit like a seam there. All right, I got to take a short break. My dog has to go to the bathroom. Or one of my 3 dogs. All right, we're back. So let's keep going here. I want to put some bolts on here. So let's make sure we are origin to geometry right in the middle there. So let's bring in a mesh circle, and we'll bring it up. Yeah, right. We'll zoom in on that. We'll make them nice and big. I have to make a face. Need to extrude, bring it up. Control N just to make sure the polys are facing the right way. Select that edge. Control B and pull back. Did I should have done object apply scale. And then my bevel will go a little bit nicer. Roll my mouse up a bit and bring it down so it makes contact, and smooth it. And maybe we'll flatten it a bit. It doesn't need to be that prominent. Let's just have a look at that. Well, that's big, nice and big. I like that. Let's just Shift D and copy another one over. Something like that. Let's select both of these, Control J to join them, and we'll set the origin of geometry there, but we're going to Shift S. Let's select this again, Shift S, selected, okay. So right in the middle there. Okay, so I got my bolts, I'm going to select them, go into 3, we'll go into Wireframe, edit mode, and select them. And now let's try spin. And 1, 2, 3, 4 around. Do we like 4? Do we like 6? Let's go with 6 and see. Select them all, remove doubles, Control N, always the same. Object mode and back into solid view. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, that looks really cool. Okay, let's take these and join them. And we're good. So far, so good. All right, it's looking a little different than the original, but and I got a lot more polys using sub-Ds for the whole thing in there, but that's okay. All right, it's time now to make the stand. So we're gonna look at 3. I've still got my 3D cursor right there. Shift A. I'm gonna bring in a cube. Scale it in the Y. Bring it down. Okay, now this is going to go to a ground piece, so it's got to be high enough off the ground. So I'm going to scale this in the Z some more. And obviously it's not going to be that thick, so let's scale it in the X. And get the approximate size. This is going to connect over here. And let's bring it down a bit. Scale the Z just a little bit more. Let's go into edit mode. And let's select this upper face and scale it in the Y. Taper it in. And we could leave, well, maybe we'll taper this one out a bit more. Scale it in the Y and we'll pull it out. Get a nice tapering like that. Let's go to object mode. And I think I will do object, apply scale. We got a color change, so I better flip my polys. Select them all, Control N. All right, now we're back to normal. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bevel these. And I might have to change the size a bit too. So in edge selection, I'm going to select the Shift Alt click that, and that, and didn't get anything else, so that's great. Here, we'll look down here. Control B, pull back, look at a few segments. I'll do the bottom. I'll do it separate from the top. Cut 2 segments there, and let's just come up here. Even though I'm going to jab this one in, I'll just, well, nah, I won't bevel that one because that one's going to be hidden. You know, it's going to be like inside, kind of like that. Whether I want them over the teeth or not, I'm not sure. I may be changing the size of this or pushing this back. We'll see. What I'm going to do next, though, is I'm going to rotate this. I'll just rotate it there. So I'm going to go rotate X, say 25. Let's try that. 25 minus. Let's see what I think about that. If I did that and I brought it up and over. What if it was like that? Is that too much? Kind of like it in line with that. Okay, so now we're going to adjust this scale in the X. Now this will affect the bevel a little bit, but yeah, so not crazy about that. That's okay. We'll deal with this in a bit. I might extend this out further and move the thread in front or behind. We'll see. Or if I can't take this, it's already attached. Okay, there's something else that I want to do. I want to straighten this out, I think. So we'll see. Yeah, it's possible I should have done this before. Let's go into vertex and grab all of these. Should I go scale Z 0 now? And that'll change it a little bit, but that's okay. I can deselect, I can grab these and just move them out that way. You don't want that kind of thing. It just affects my bevels a bit, but not much. I think I'm gonna like that. So if I do think I'm gonna like that, then let's just mirror this. Let's go mirror in the Y, I hope, with respect to that. I'll get 2 of them. That's a high enough. I don't know if that's high enough for this bottom one here. Let's try something. Shift A, bring in a plane, just to see a ground surface here. Just scale in the Y. I'm thinking these maybe have to be longer. Now I'm sort of looking to sort of let go to sort of line it up with that if I can. A little bit. It's pretty good actually. Go Y. That's not super high off the ground now. Yeah, that's probably, it's pretty damn high off the ground. How high is it? Yeah. Maybe that was a bit extreme. Doesn't matter, they're all selected. All right, let's come up a bit and just by eye do that. Okay. I don't need that. Okay. Now maybe I don't mind that. Let's work on the bottom, and then we'll yeah, maybe we'll just apply that for now. And let's mirror these across this. So I got them on both sides, everything's cool, same spot. Let's apply that. Let's bring in a ground plane now. Oh, actually, we'll bring in a cube. It's still centered nicely. Scale in the Z. Scale in the Y now. And in the X. Grab this face, pull it up a little bit. Okay, let's object apply scale on this, and let's bevel this. I'll do it by hand. Edge, I'm gonna do the verticals first. Whoops. Shift and hold that one, and that one. Okay. Control B, pull back, give it a few segments, top and bottom, a couple segments, let's go 2. Okay, and let's bring in another cube, scale it right down. I'm going to make this sort of the little boxes that go around the feet here. Let's zoom in on this stuff. What is it, 1? Yeah, try to line up this arrow in the middle roughly. Scale in the X, and then I can do a little bit better job than that. Like that. Scale it in the Y. Scale in the X again. I should have actually made it the right height that I wanted it, and then I could position it better. It just takes a bit of finessing till you get what you want. Okay, I don't need it that high though. So still a little bit more manipulation until we get the exact dimensions we want. Scale in the Y a bit more. Kind of want it like that. I almost want to bolt it down instead of cutting through the way I had it before. I just wanted like 4 bolts, just give a bit more detail. I think I might try that. Object, apply, scale. And we'll do the same thing. We'll just bevel it the way we normally do. I mean, I could try the bevel modifier. 2 segments and just reduce it to like that maybe, and try smoothing. Geez, I suppose that's quicker. It doesn't give me the same kind of curves that I wanted, but that probably would suffice. If it was like that, and then I put bolts in it. Let's apply that and try this. Shift S cursor to select it so that the next object they bring is going to come in, you know, right there. And I'm just going to do the usual thing. Circle, scale it down, or will I try to do something different? I don't know. Maybe I will. Yeah, maybe I will. Zoom in on this thing. Let's look from the top. Scale, something like that. I was thinking of having them like 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty small, so maybe I can make them a bit bigger now. Let's go in though. I have to make a face. E to extrude. Control and flip my polys. Let me just think for a minute about this. Shift S. Let's just bring it back to there. Yeah, I don't need tons of detail. Control B. I didn't do apply scale. Few segments is all I need. Scale it to Z. Nice and flat. Just, you know. That's it again. You know, unless I, you know, I'm just gonna, so far I'm not going to see anything, so. Let's actually do Shift S cursor to select it, and then I can, I should be able to mirror this across this thing. And in the Y, let's apply that, and let's join it to that. And then I'd have that. It's kind of boring, but let's Shift S cursor to select it on that, and then I can take this and I should be able to mirror this whole piece now in the X. Across that and across that. The question is just in the back. Yeah, that's all right. I can apply that. Let's join it. That went kind of quick. I don't know how realistic that looks, the way it joins, but I think it's probably good enough. we're doing okay here. Okay, polys aren't too crazy yet. That's the question of this. Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay. I hope so. All right, let's make the little card that the guy goes in. Cursor to selected. Okay, so what do I want to do? Let's bring in a circle. Let's bring it out. But look, let's look, geez, 1. Let's look at the approximate size of this. Let's just scale it. I'll bring it down. Imagine it's going to attach. Actually, I'll bring it a little bit under there. It's going to attach to those guys. Scale it a bit smaller. We'll try that. Let's try. I have to make a face. Need extrude. Push this down, getting some discoloration. Control N. Let's just have a look at this. Okay. I'm going to bring this to a new layer to work on this. Okay. Let's zoom in on this. Let's go Shift S, cursor to selected. So what I think I'll do is go into edit mode, face selection, hit I to make a face, or I to inset, pull this in a ways, E to extrude, and pull this down. Z for wireframe, right near the bottom. So far so good. Now, in top view in edit mode, I see the center. So that those two polys right in the center, and those two polys. I'll go another one up and down. Okay. I'm going to extrude these up like that. Okay, so far so good. All right. And I'm also going to, well, let's go ahead now and add a subdivision surface of 2. Go into edit mode, bring an edge loop right down here. The face selection, grab this I to inset a little bit, E to extrude down a bit. And put another edge loop down here just to tighten that up. Have a look at that. It's not smoothed yet. Let's work on this. Let's put an edge loop on each of these up near the top. Not exactly at the top though. Just like that. Let's put one on the sides. There, and let's put some along this face here into the middle and towards the outside. Let's see if we can get one up here. Let's have a look at what that looks like. Nope, I didn't like that one. Which ones did I not like? Let's try these ones again. Let's see if that's enough to get me my shape, and if that releases some tension here. That's better. That's better. Okay. I do wish this was a little thicker. I wonder if I can. It's going to be too much of a mess to do that. Okay, so what I want to do here is, what am I doing? Face selection. Can I grab that? That goes all the way along there, doesn't it? Okay, let's grab, yeah, there's a half, right? Yeah, that's what I want. I want to grab that edge. I'm going to grab that edge, Shift D and P. So that's its own object, origin of geometry. Let's lift that up for a minute. I'm going to try this. Select it, E to extrude. I'm going to try Alt S. No, I'm not going to try Alt S, am I? Okay, let's just go E and bring it up. Let's just try Extrude Region. Whoops. Does that give me a weird shape? First of all, I can take off the subdivision surface. Okay, let's try solidify. Yeah, silly. Solidify. We'll apply it. That's better. And just grab those, E to extrude, bring them down. That might be too much. That's every two. Or just like that. Oh, that leaves 3 there, eh? Oh boy. Second one, that second one, that second one, that one, that one. No. It doesn't matter. So let's just go 2 there, 1 there. Good. Let's bring that down like that. Okay. I just scaled it a bit. That's not what I want to do. Oh, what's going on? What happened there? Jeez. In there. Okay, let's try a let's see if I can do a subdivision surface on this and see if that tightens things up a little bit. Watch the edges like that. There. Put one up here too. I mean, this is a design element by taste, and it may not look that good. Well, it might look all right though. We'll see. Let's do it at the end so it looks like it goes in there. Hopefully it will. jeez. Didn't want that to happen. Okay. Now, that's why I wish this part was a little thicker. I mean, you could, I mean, I could probably put a ring in here. Nah, I'm not gonna though. That's good. That's okay. That's okay. And I could, can I mirror this across? You know, it ended up looking the same, but can I join these? I don't know what happened there. I'll apply the mirror. No. Oh, what am I doing? Apply the subdivision surface, apply the mirror. Because what's not done yet? Apply that. Did I get some stretching? Yeah, that's all right. Now you can do some a little bit slightly. Let's try scale Z0. Let's just make sure that doesn't warp anything. No, it doesn't. So if that's my edge there, eh? So let's do another one. Scale Z0. I don't know. You know, just go E. Scale Shift Z now. We'll bring this out a bit. And then we'll bring in an edge loop down here to tighten that up. We'll just have a look and see what that looks like. Whoops. Okay, it's a bit dirty there, so. Let's grab this and this edge and let's bevel those edges. Let's see if that clears it up to some extent. Let's just try beveling that. That's a bit nicer, eh? I know a lot of polys, but what the hell? Which way, which way, which way? Where are you? There you are. I don't know. Whatever. It's not the same, but all right. Let's move this back to here. Cool. We're getting there, folks. We are getting there. Okay. And what I would do is, let's hide this for a minute. Let's come into here. Let's select this face. Shift A. No, Shift S. Cursor selected. Come on out and bring in a cylinder. Rotate Y90. Scale it down. Okay, and with that there, let's Alt H, bring that back and see. No, no, thank you very much. Select the cylinder. There we go. And the face. Let's try to bring it through, and let's look at our positioning. Okay, not bad. Let's take this guy. Say it was right there. And if that was right there, I could take this end. Actually, I could bring an edge loop in to about there for the moment. Select that whole area. Go same thing I always do. Extrude scale shift X to make it bigger. Just have a look at that for a second, and let's bring this all back until it touches. Okay, hang on. Let's grab this edge. Bring it all back in until it touches. No, I don't want to come back out yet. I want to pull this out a bit more. Plus, 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 till I get that. It's okay because it kind of looks like it's built in to the thing. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't like it. So we're not going to do that. What happened? Try again. There we go. Let's pull it back out. And let's make this bigger. Oh yeah, we kind of screwed some things up. Okay. We scaled when we shouldn't have. So let's just cut this whole thing off. Build it again. Oops. And I'll just put a face on there. Oh, we can do it this way. E, scale, E, out, bevel a little bit. Oh, no, that's good enough. And also bevel this edge. Smooth that, put on edge split to do it quickly. And that would hold that in. Okay, I'll take this and let's actually go Shift A, cursor selected back to actually we'll do it on this. Cursor selected so we can just see if we can just mirror this guy across. Let's apply that. Mirror across this guy. So that would hold them there. That's fine. So let's take these. Okay. And that should be straight up ahead, I think. Wireframe. Shift D. Let's bring them up here. Maybe ever so slightly off. That's okay. We'll just do it by hand. That's fine. Shift D and we'll copy them over to here. Okay, good enough. Is that right? There. And down to there, right? Shift D. And they come down to here. Very close, but not quite. Let's see if that looks like they're in. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. I'm just thinking. I don't think I like that thing. Not sure if I even like that one at all in the back either. I'm I just want to try it without that and just see what it's just like. Just back to basics. Okay, so I'm going to take this one. Yeah, why not? Shifty. And let's see how well we can hook them into here. Let's have a look at this one down here. And I see that the ring comes somewhere in between these two and almost at the top. So in other words, this would have to go down to like something like that. Let's look at that. Yeah. Shifty. Shifty. Zoom out. I mean, I can adjust them all to that line actually. It's such a small amount, it's not going to make a difference. Just whatever. I'm sorry it's taking so long, such a simple model, but still takes a while. Is that okay? Okay, so there's those guys. That is quite a distance. And you know, if you wanted, you could put a little person, you know, because it's a toy, you know, you could, what could you do? Let's go to another frame. Shift S, cursor to center. You could bring in a circle, scale it down. Have to fill it, E to extrude, bring it up. Control B to do like some sort of shoulders. Geez, I might have to inset more. E to make like a neck or something. I'll Control B that anyhow, just for the hell of it. And maybe bevel this edge too. We'll see how this works. Anyhow, maybe bevel that. I don't know. I'm just beveling for the hell of it now. Oh, actually, now of course we bevel the bottom, and then Shift S, cursor. No, cursor selected, and then bring in a UV sphere. Give me a humongous head. Lengthen the body a bit, like that. Oh yeah, and we'll do inset, because these toys sort of have this little push thing where you pop them into a little space to stand them up. I didn't do that on my model or anything. Let's make the head a bit bigger. I can make a little baseball cap or something. The neck is a bit wide, so we'll just do it like that. We'll join those as a person. Okay, just to do it quickly. And let's move that back to here. And is a giant. Let me scale this. you know, there could be like a little spot there, like a little circle where he clicks in the game. How's that? Is that okay? Ah, I scaled him down, messed up his head. Didn't have to do that. That's fine. No one's looking down there. All right. So if that was that guy, then we could do shifty. Should be able to just bring him back, I think. Yeah. I think we pretty much did what we needed to do then. You know, if that was it. And then we could just flip over to the camera, bring up the resolution, and do an OpenGL render, and you'll pretty much see what I did before. I did a couple more details, but we would get that. And Ferris wheel, say video 1, and we could try a different angle. It's showing a little bit, some different details. I don't know, just there. All right. Ferris wheel video 2. So that's how I would do it.